Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Wildin' Out, Season 12, Episode 3. This is the infamous episode where Azealia Banks is going down. um, so let's get started. So on the red team, we got Nick Cannon, Carlos Miller, um, Michaels, DC, Justina, Hitman Holla, Timothy, and Young Swag, and Sharon. Um, and on the black team, you have Chico Bean, you have Conceited, you have Emmanuel, Charlie Clips, you have Zoe, you have B Simone. She's actually really funny, and you have Bobby J Thomas, Little JJ, and McGee, and Azealia Banks, and Yachty. So this episode was just like, come on, all this controversy over this episode. Azealia Banks went ham. She went in, she cried, woe's me, that they insulted her. They did everything under the sun to her, and it was colorism, and they were showing favoritism. And only way I could see Azealia Banks saying that there was colorism going on if she actually took DC comment to the heart when he said, Nick Cannon couldn't get Barty B, but instead he ended up getting you with your ugly ass. When he said that, like, she could say, oh, well, he's calling me ugly because I'm dark skinned and Barty B's light skinned. But I don't see it that way because, DC always says ugly, always calls somebody ugly ass on his set all the time. So if you watch the show, if you know him, he always used that terminology all the time. And that's where she could have took it personally and said that. But then she kept taking it. She just kept going after DC because she was upset with the statement that he made. And, it ended up not being a really good show because of that. And Yachty, he really didn't perform as much. He didn't say as much. He didn't do as much. He was like, in the win. But McGee, he actually did a really good job as being like, Yachty and Azealia Banks are, entertainers. The stage and the microphone, once they get it in their hand, is supposed to be it. But we didn't see that tonight at all. So we know who's on what team. So we start off with pick up and kill it and kill it and kill it. And we have Young Swag and Bobby J Thomas. I think that's Bobby J Thomas. Their thing was dancing. And actually, you know, what's his name? Young Swag, he won because he did a split, and Bobby J Thompson couldn't do a split, so that shit was crazy. I did like the battle, it was nice. And then the other person was B Simone, and she went up against, Sharon. They talked about jail. Her skit was good. She did good with her rapping skills. I did like that. She was on point. She actually won that round. And then we have Justina and Conceited, and we know who won. Justina won. Because Conceited always dropped the ball when it comes to pick up and kill it and kill it and kill it. And Justina, her rap was flawless. She always raps flawless. She's fun. She's a fun character, fun person to have on the show. Then it was Nick Cannon goes up against Azealia Banks, and their topic was drama. And Nick did his freestyle. Really couldn't understand what Nick's saying. Nick was just doing whatever. He wasn't really trying to go anywhere with his little thing. But Azealia Banks, she got up there. She was like, I know I can't. She was like, no, I can't. And so then she just did a freestyle that she had already wrote, and it sounded nice. She sounded like Foxy Brown. She sounded like rap from the 90s and 2018. Like, she has such a good rap voice, but her personality and how she carries herself and how she just does things make you not want to participate with her music or participate with anything that she does do. But she did a good job. The team was supporting her when she started doing her freestyle, which that's not a part of the show. It's supposed to be pick up and kill it and kill it. But they supported her. They was all behind her. They had her back or whatever, and it was giving her support. But it just still didn't go that route with her. I was just like, damn, like, she sound good. If she just wasn't the person that she is, if she just had different mannerism and different behaviors, she apologized to the Tesla guy, but she didn't apologize to Nick Cannon and all the awful things she said to him and about DC and his family. It was just like, damn, Azealia. I just think it's self-hatred because she does have videos talking about, assimilate and bleaching her skin. So, a part of society has raised her to have self-hatred and to feel inferior, and that's what it seems like is with Azealia Banks, because she said horrible things about Barty B, but then again, you know, she's upset when they compare her to her arch enemy that she proclaims online and always dissing and always talking about, and then she'll take a break and find somebody else to beef with. You know, she's like Takashi 6ix9ine. So moving on from that, so we get this the next round. The next sketch is So Fly. How fly is he? My man Nick Cannon is so fly, but they changed it around and made it I'm so petty, because Azealia Banks, she's always being petty online. She's always been petty, typing vigorously online. And it's like, damn, if you put a computer in front of Azealia Banks' face while she was on the stage, she would have been lit. But she didn't have a computer, she didn't have a keyboard where she can be a keyboard gangster or wankster. So now, and I think that touched her a little bit wrong too, because now they're kind of saying that she's petty, but it's all jokes. It's the show. Like, has she ever watched the show? So then Chico Bean starts off as like, my girl Azealia Banks is so petty. How petty is she? She's petty because she wore her church ushering gloves, so Nick Cannon's rapping skills would not rub off on her. Even though that was a dig, he kind of dissed her, said she had on church ushering gloves. And so she laughed about that, so she was all good with the situation. And here we go. This is the moment.
Azealia, ugly ass. Wait a minute. That's not fair. Go ahead, Bobby.
Sorry, can I just say that was very anti-black. We're not, no colorism here on this
Get him back!
My girl Azealia Banks is so petty.
How petty is she?
She called Cardi B on the day she had her baby to congratulate her on being a single mama.
Oh. I didn't think that was funny. I thought that was rude. Like, let the girl have her baby.
All right, let's do it. My man Nick Cannon's so petty that he got 3 kids but only posts about 2 because he be on his drink.
That's not true.
This is like...
I love all my kids.
Wait a second, do y'all like follow Instagram and stuff? You know the boy that was like gay, and then he came back out and was like, oh, I don't like men no more. Yeah, he was like, don't he look like? Don't he look just like that kid? You do.
I'm gonna save for last time.
No. Enjoy your lap around the theater, because you're not going to be booking any other work in any time. Enjoy while it out. You won't even think it's a top comedy show, honey.
Enjoy your lap around the theater, because you're not going to be booking any other work.
Honey, this is the ceiling.
You need to find your dentist. How you take your goddamn braces off but you kept the little middle part? Stupid ass girl. She told me keep the wires. Just keep the wires.
I don't even know if I want to play this game anymore. But my team captain is so petty.
How petty is she?
That she told all her friends my was trash so she could keep me all to herself. I'm gonna leave on about that because you just think I can't follow up with what's going on. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm gonna keep walking. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Be completely honest, like, you live in like a $750 a month apartment and you like can barely afford it with your wilding out checks on your little kids. Honey, you live in a stick house.
Zay, you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. Leave that alone. Go
And then at that moment, Azealia Banks, she's really upset. She won't hug Nick Cannon. She's mad. And that's when I believe that they took, DC to the side and told him, he can't say anything else to Azealia Banks or anybody from 85 South, to keep their mouth closed, don't say anything to her. And that's when, DC went up to, Azealia Banks' dudes, because Azealia Banks, she came there with a bunch of guys too as well. So he was like, yo, am I disrespecting her? Did I do anything wrong? They was like, nah, man, you cool or whatever. So DCY freestyle battle, he didn't say anything to her at all because, he was told to by producers, him and Chico Bean and Carlos Miller, not to say anything at all. So that's why he didn't follow up. But she kept persisting to go after, DC because of what he said earlier. And, she really, that dagger hit real hard where she took it personal when it wasn't supposed to be personal, because they did Safari a lot worse. They do Nick Cannon worse. I mean, they crack on Nick Cannon so much that there's no more joke for Nick Cannon on this show anymore. So that's how that situation went down. I was just like, damn. And Emmanuel finally got a bell because he kept walking back and forth off stage. Emmanuel Hudson didn't want no part of the drama. He was trying to be as nice as possible, stay away, because the producers were on them, because Azealia Banks was crying her heart out to everybody and saying colorism and saying things like that, which is a touchy situation, especially when you're doing this among black people too as well. You can get shows canceled. And she was talking about he don't make no money and all this other stuff. I was just like, damn. So then we have the props round with the umbrella. Nick took the umbrella for the red squad, and he said the umbrella was actually DC. He was like, you better stop talking junk before I take your mic away. So the umbrella was so skinny and so small, and he was comparing that to, DC. I was just like, OMG, it was really funny. So, the skits were funny. I believe it was, Conceited when he did his skit with the serving pan, and he goes, oh, this is Justina's ass. That was funny because, she don't really care whether she has a flat butt or not, and she takes all the jokes in stride because she be getting the guys on their small penis. So it would have been a lot more fun if Azealia Banks would have stepped up. Like, she's an entertainer, she's a rapper, she's supposed to be quick on her feet, she's quick online. This is what the show about, and we didn't see any of that. We just saw we saw her just, to me, I felt like she was being petty. She was taking things personal, and she was looking at everybody as her enemy. She was like, oh my god, I'm being attacked, oh my god. And that wasn't really happening at all. And then after she left the show, she called all these guys names, talking about she's going to go have sex with these white guys. None of them can afford her. Nick Cannon's going to die. Like, she took it way too serious. Like, I think sometimes when you feel like you can't be touched, you can't be touched. And it wasn't even trying to touch her. It wasn't even really that serious. So now we're going to get to the wild style round, which Azealia Banks, she was funny towards, McGee, but Yachty didn't even get into the battle. It was like, when you have entertainers on the show that you like and do music, you want to see them stand out, because if these people can do it, they can do it. That's what they get. They get paid millions to do, and they don't know how to stand out on a stage. So here we go.
Real, but we will call you barbecue because we all put the meat on your grill. And Nick, you were saying something. Do you ever get sleep? Why don't you tell the public? You got so much bags on your eyes when you travel, they charge you for extra luggage. I mean, hold on, take a nap sometime. Look, you popping. The last time you saw bags that big, Mariah took you shopping. And yo, JaVale McGee, hold on, JaVale. Yo, listen, the Warriors did you dirty. They got rid of you in a hurry. Your NBA career must be Jamaican because you can't do anything without Curry. I mean, why is the Red Squad hating? Whilst I'm top slaying. In this battle, I'm like JaVale in the NBA because I'm not playing.
I gotta get into the Black Squad. Thank you,
all right, peace. I'm out. One love.